Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fraser Crawford, coming to you all the way from South Carolina. With me is the blonde kid from The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Whatever your name is.
Whatever my name is.
And for lack of a better idea, we thought today we just might answer some random questions that we found on the internet. Sound good to you? Good. Sound good to you?
Good.
I'm glad all three of us are in agreement. So let's begin with what we got on my computer. Let's see. What is your blood type? Because I think all of the good Transylvanians at home would like to know that.
Well, let's just check really quick. Alright, that looks to me like a negative. I don't
You
know.
can analyze blood type just by looking at it?
I don't
Do you
know how
have
that-
microscopes in those glasses of yours?
I don't know how that
You don't
works.
know what they are either.
Why-
I'm going to
why
say
do
mine's A
people-
positive, but
okay.
I can't even remember.
It's not like I'm
What?
like Bruce Almighty and I'm like, I get in an accident and I'm like, no, I care about blood types. Okay.
What is the weirdest prank call you've ever made? Have you made a prank call?
No.
You haven't made a prank call? What a boring, closed-off life you live.
What was that one where it's like the flaming Moe's?
I remember the flaming
He was
Moe's,
like,
but
I'm
what was
looking
the
for.
prank call?
He was like, I'm looking for a
I
Michael.
I remember Seymour Butts.
I'm Seymour Butts. Oh.
Yes. Let's see.
Uh,
Those are. Have you ever been pulled over by a cop? Xavier, were you ever
Yes.
pulled over? What were you doing?
I swear to drunk, I wasn't caught.
I remember one time I got pulled over by a cop. I was going like 90 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, and he pulled me over. And right as he pulled me over, my nose just exploded. Have I told you this story?
Like you were bleeding.
Yeah, my nose just exploded blood, and he had to ask to search my car because that was just awkward for everybody. What is your perfect pizza?
I put the cheese first, then the pepperoni,
Then the pepperoni?
then the sauce.
So that
I'm a rebel.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard. You
I
have
do
any
it all the
idea
time.
what straight baked sauce looks like? It's horrible.
Baked sauce.
Yeah, you just bake the sauce. No, my perfect pizza is just pepperoni and then the stuffed crust from Pizza Hut, and put some Parmesan, puss-mussely after that on the heavier pounds. What was the first thought when you woke up this morning? You woke up, you look out the window, and the first thing that pops into your head is...
Ow. Okay, I gotta put on these.
Why did you need to put on those?
Because I like these.
Weren't those mine at one point?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm pretty sure I own some plaid just like that. Well, when I wake up, I don't get up. The first time I woke up was 7 o'clock in the morning, and my first thought was, meh. And then I went back to sleep, and I woke up again at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I thought I should probably get up now. And then the weird little man that lives inside my head gave me a good punch in the brainstem, and I fell back asleep. Then I woke up again at 1 o'clock, and I thought somewhere along the lines of, see, that was my heartbeat.
Oh.
And so, that's when I got up. Do you get along with your family? Why or why not? Tell us about your family.
Tell me about your mother. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's
I know
not
you
like
have a very bizarre older brother. How is it living with that kid?
terrible.
Terrible?
Terrible.
It's just awful.
It's just awful.
I mean, would you say your life would be improved by the absence of him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think it really would be either. I think without that guy, your life would be kind of meaningless.
I'm not gonna have that guy in like a few months.
Well, that's true. He's going away soon, and we'll all pray for his soul.
Why?
Ugly and live forever, or attractive and die in a year? If your answer is the second one, that just makes you an idiot, and we're not even going to discuss that one.
Okay.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You discovered that your wonderful 1-year-old child is, because of a mix-up at the hospital, not yours. Would you want to exchange it for the correct child to make the mistake? Okay, first off, how did you figure that out if it's been a year? If it's been a solid year, how did the hospital just now figure it out, or how did you just now figure it out? Was he just randomly sitting there and started speaking fluent Italian or something? And
Hey, that's not my
that's how
job.
you knew that it wasn't yours, but it was actually the Felicinos that were in the delivery room just across from you.
Oh.
How did you... that's a weird question.
Ooh, I like that one. Would you be willing to lie in court for a close friend if it meant saving your friend in
Going to
jail?
Would you be willing to lie in
Yeah.
court so that your friend wouldn't go to jail for
Yeah.
life? I don't know. What's the penalty for obstruction of justice? Because in Law and Order, that never adversely affects them. They just get a little slap on the wrist and then their friend goes to jail for life anyways.
Stop it.
Right? That's our legal system right there. You cut it out. I don't have any friends that I care that much about, so I'm just going to have to say no. Would you be willing to eat a bowl of crickets for $40,000? Okay, who is putting up the $40,000 for their entertainment of cricket munching? Because one,
Are they
weird
alive or are
fetish.
they dead?
Two, that's
Weird fetish.
weird fetish. Two, that's probably the same person that buys the Apple Watch. So if they're willing to do that, I say you double down and go 2 bowls of crickets for $80,000 because.
Yeah.
I think that's a much better idea. So yeah, I'd do that. That's my college education
dead?
right there.
Are they dead or are they alive?
Does that make a difference to you? Oh, that makes a
'Cause you'd have to,
difference to
like-
me as well. Yeah.
You'd have to kill them.
Actually, all you need is a sledgehammer and just take them one time like that.
Oh.
And they'd be out of bowl, but you'd be okay.
You'd have them like on a slab, like a really enclosed slab, like
okay,
a force field. Like if they
Here,
were a force
If
field,
they're in a
that
force
that
field,
only
where did you get the
sledgehammers.
force field
That
technology?
only sledgehammers.
Man, this guy's a weird way of occupying his time. We're going to invent
Okay.
a force field. We're going to use them to trap crickets for people to kill and eat for money.
Yeah.
That's our new reality TV show, Money Down the Drain.
Yeah.
If you could have anyone locked in a room so that you could torment them for a day, whom would you choose? And how would you torment them? Spelling error.
And
Who would you choose, midget?
I would choose.
I'm gonna have to go my most recent ex-girlfriend.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
And I'd put a glass wall, and then I'd put like a fishing hook, and I'd fish hook like a stack of $100. Like I'd put it on a fishing hook, and I'd hang it from the ceiling, and then I'd get a bulletproof glass wall, and then I'd put Donald Trump on the other side, and that's how I'd torment him.
That's a great torment, Xavier. I'm glad you have the interests of the country at heart.
Yep.
I'm still gonna go ex-girlfriend. I can't think of anything.
And how would you torment them?
I don't think that's something I can actually legally disclose on the internet. Do you feel that children should be sheltered from unhappiness? Allow me to tell you my thoughts on this.
Shelter all of their emotions.
I have the friends who were sheltered from unhappiness from a young age, and I can say very clearly, by way of many case tests and studies, that is not the way to go with parenting. It doesn't end up well for anybody. They get that special snowflake syndrome, and it's just not good. What would you say?
I'm gonna go with him because they need to have all the emotions.
Right? They have all the emotions, because then they go off and they get a job and they get fired for being a bore. If I ran a company, I would fire someone for being a bore. Every week you would have a
if a bore was to walk in, I'd be like, no, I'm just not hiring that bore.
Every week you would have a mandatory dinner with me.
Okay.
And if you could not amuse me at that dinner, you would be fired.
Yeah.
If you personally witnessed anything, what would you have wanted to see? Dubliners concert, no doubt.
Jimi Hendrix going to
Woodstock. You would go Woodstock. Okay, he would go Sex Riot, and I would go Respectable Establishment. No, I'm kidding. Woodstock, I will give you.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know how I am.
Or
at
a Beatles
parties.
concert.
Or a Beatles concert. You know how I am at parties. I'm not good with that whole rave thing. But the Dubliners were never a rave, and half of them are dead, so it would have to be a back in time thing.
Beatles concert, Arctic Monkeys concert.
Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
Why the Arctic Monkeys?
Because I like the Arctic.
Do you like the Arctic Monkeys? I'm asking you, camera.
Camera.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Arctic
Right.
Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys and the Beatles. Or Woodstock.
And the Beatles. I might change to the Beatles, but if you could wake up tomorrow in the body of somebody else, who would you pick and what would you do? That's easy. I would be Beyonce.
I was gonna say
I
that.
would be Beyonce so that I could go meet up with all the other hot celebrities and then we would just have a great time on the town.
I'd be Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
So that I could be with you, and then we would just fool around with their celebrity.
We would
life
have the
for a
best.
day.
So the next
Yeah.
time you see Beyonce, Jay-Z
Wonder
headline,
if
you know
it's me and him.
exactly what happens. Which question do you hate to answer? How was your vacation?
What was
Or
your favorite
part of vacation? Or in my case, what are your plans for college? Every time you see your relatives and you're my age, you have to have the what are your plans for college question. And I absolutely hate. Do you have something? Do your friends ask you things consistently that you hate? Sorta. Not really.
Nah.
You don't have a very interesting life.
Ooh, who's she?
Who's she? Where do you go to get on a computer? We only have one room where the Wi-Fi is consistently accessible, and that is that room. There's no Wi-Fi in that room. Nobody uses that room. There's no Wi-Fi in the upstairs unless you're using an Apple product, bizarrely enough. Work.